Hey, Geoffrey. Hello. Oops. There we go.
Hello, hello.
How you doing?
Can you hear me?
I can. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Good.
All right.
How's your construction going?
Oh, it's over. Thank God.
Well, you missed a nice gathering last night.
Yeah, how was it?
It was fun. You know, we had great weather and kind of wore out my grass a little bit.
That's great. So do you have, I still have plenty to work on my end. I was just going to kind of give you an update on what I've done up to this point and, you know, kind of just get clear again on your homework.
Sure.
Did I give you a piece of homework from our last meeting? Because I didn't put it in my notes if I did.
No, you had told me to think about keywords and videos, and or mainly videos, and I said,
oh yeah, to collect content. That is right. Okay.
And then I said, well, you know, you can grab them from my website, because I found out my assistant, who kept saying I have to have the original MP3 files. Well, once she uploaded them, she didn't keep them, but they're in my, they're on my website.
In the future, I would highly recommend putting those in something.
Oh, like, no, totally.
I'm doing Dropbox, because these like YouTube reduces the quality whenever you upload it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. No, I know. And that's why she was getting the original MP4s. And I can't believe she didn't keep them if we wanted to use them again.
Yeah.
She just, she's 26 and she thinks about one transaction, and she's gone. So right. I just couldn't believe it. It's like, no, that's, she's so short-sighted. She also made all these graphics for me for the fundamentals of the week. And then she rewrote them and put in new pictures and didn't save the old ones, so I could just recircle them. There's 32. I wanted to do one every week, and then recycle them again.
Yeah.
Right. So I had 3 sets, and I paid her for all this graphics, and she just copied over the old ones. I was like, crap.
No bueno.
You just blew away all that work.
Yeah.
All you have to do is copy the set and then copy over them.
Yeah.
So there is a guy that I'm working with whose name is Ford Sakes. And do you just need an audio file? Is that good enough?
I mean, again, just send me what you have and I'll work with it.
Well, I've got, so what I've got, here, then I'll do this.
If it's a widely supported format, I can work with it as long as it's not something weird.
Here, I'll do it this way. This has, so what I do is, you download Zoom. It's got a audio, it's got a playback M3U, and it's got a Zoom MP4. What's an M3U?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know what that is, but
okay.
Yeah. If it's an MP4, any of the standard ones were good. Wave is fine. Also, MOV is fine.
Okay, here's a Dropbox link. And this is a meeting from a guy named Ford Sakes. And Ford is a keynote marketing guy.
Okay.
And he really liked the work that I did as far as the way I explained my product. He said, you got to get better at marketing it, but the content was good. So there's a whole bunch of sound bites in there and keywords.
Okay.
If nothing else, I'd like to see the transcript. So anyway, I gave you the audio only and the Zoom.
I'm going to get those transcripts to you over the weekend. I'll be able to get you a couple today. Just YouTube takes its time.
Okay.
I think only one of them has been transcribed so far.
Just name this one Ford Sakes, will you?
Ford, what's the second word?
S-A-E-K-S.
S-A, let me just write down. S-A.
There, I can put it
in the chat.
Yeah. And then if you wouldn't mind, just do 2010. What was it? 23. So just put, I just put the date stamp on that so I know which meeting it was. It was the October 23rd, 2020. So So if you'll just stick that in the file name, then I'll know what it is.
Okay.
But this was a coaching call I paid him for on marketing my stuff. And he had a lot of good ideas. And as I listened to it, I articulated pretty well, off the cuff what I was doing. And he really liked the way it came across. So I'm going to dive into that deeper and look at what the consistent keywords and stuff are.
What is the 2010234?
That's just year, month, and day.
Oh, year.
That was just the date of the meeting. And I just like to have it in the title, so it's real easy for me to see.
Okay, got it. All right. My brain is not working because it's a Friday. Okay, so the main thing to discuss today is keywords. First thing I wanted to fix was that, the home on the home page. So I came in here and I updated again. We have an activity log, but for some reason it doesn't have any log of the home page being changed. So I'll look into that a little bit more. But so I had to come up with a title. Personal cash flow mastery is on in the H1 of the home page. So I kind of decided to go with that. But I just wanted to kind of go over this with you together. You got that there.
Yep.
This is, I think, an H1, which means that if it's an H1, this keyword probably should be in the title of the page if it's that important. Otherwise, we should, put something else in the H1 and we can change that tagging to H2. But, if that keyword's important and it's in the H1, it should go in the title as well. Financial peace of mind, I think, is another one that, at least to me, just kind of, I understand what it means. So much of the other stuff is kind of, I don't know, hyper specific. But I did run financial peace of mind and I didn't really get a lot of SEO for it. So I'm going to just show you what I did. I scanned up basically the home page, all the keywords in the home page. I focused on this part. I focused on cash flow clarity, intentional spending, saving habits, financial peace of mind. It ran all those, ran all these, and I put it in the mind map. So I have emailed this to you, or not, I put it in Asana. I made a new task in Asana under the need from client, and it's review updated keyword mind map.
Okay.
And I've assigned it to you. So you should get an email from Google on that. I'm going to start, same thing. You just told me about this Dropbox thing. I'm going to start updating everything in Asana because, like, for example, the chat in Zoom disappears every time.
Right.
It's not really the best place to keep track of stuff. So I'm going to just try to constantly update Asana in here.
Okay.
So schedule second meeting. I'm going to do upload Forge 6, 28, 10, 23, and send transcription. I'm going to send them all. So the thing is a HTML file, so you should be able to just download it to your computer and open it. I'll show you what that looks like here.
All right.
So it's going to look like this on your end. Go ahead and minimize the top part. This is the keyword research from our first round, in 2018. You can look at that if you want to, but this is the updated part, the 07/08/2021.
Okay.
So you can see money serving you, cut financial fat, reduce the amount of time you spend thinking about money. All those bullet points are in here. And so money serving you, and then I put the #1 article, as long as it's got decent traffic for each one of those keywords as well. So if you could kind of just read over these articles and look at the keywords in general, like cut financial fat. I have to update. I don't think that had any volume on it. Otherwise, I should have.
Yeah.
So, these are all other keywords that pop up from that. If you Google cut financial fat, right, the PPA, and I'll just actually name it on the first. I can't actually because it's an HTML. But if you cut financial fat, 1 second. I was looking at the wrong one. It's not cut financial fat. Let me. In here. money serving you, cut financial fat. So if I refresh this, the PPA is the, God, why did it disappear? That's so weird. Anyways, sometimes when you Google things, you get this people also ask section. And this is essentially the frequently asked questions of the internet. So if someone, Googled this, these are other searches that people either would have Googled before or after landing on this search. So going back into, close that in here. So instead of cut financial fat, these might be better ones to consider. These can be follow-up articles from, like these could be blog posts that you could do. But the main thing that I want you to kind of look through is, tell me which of all the articles that I have in here kind of speaks to what you're looking to, speaks to you more. Is as relevant as possible.
Can you open the top one you have highlighted?
Yeah, let me. So this one isn't a good one because money serving you ended up getting, the money part wasn't what resulted in the SEO. It was the, let me just show you. Some fast and powerful ways to serve others. It's like donate, feed the hungry, but still it gives you an idea of what people are, some people are thinking about in the process of why are they considering their finances. But this one's a better one. How to save, trimming financial fat. So basically, if you read over this article, you'd be like, none of it's relevant to me. Number 6 relevant to me. Number 9 is relevant to me. But just kind of telling me what of the content actually is something that you might want to repurpose for the website.
Okay.
So so I think that might be a great place to start right now. In general, this keyword stuff is we'll kind of do a little bit of this in every meeting. But if you ever find something on the internet that you think is a piece of content that like perfectly represents something you kind of want to grow towards, it would be really nice to not reinvent the wheel and have to build the keyword strategy from scratch, because that could be very time consuming. If you find a piece of content that you like, and you send it over to me, we can then we can look at the list of keywords that have resulted in the success for that article and kind of reverse engineer it.
What about, so YNAB is the tool I use a lot.
I wanted to mention that, in fact, because a lot of, when I went down deep enough into each one of these, like this one, you know exactly where your money is going. One of the first questions is, what is the best money tracking app? What apps will spot you money? What apps track your spending? So YNAB, since it's the primary piece of software you use, anyone that's currently using YNAB must be like the warmest lead possible, right? Because they've already committed to the system. So yeah, just kind of for these ones.
Hold on, I didn't follow you there. What was possible? You said the word. They already committed to the system, but I missed what you said before that.
Oh, I'm just saying that if they're already using YNAB, they must be like a very warm lead for you. Yeah,
I've had several that have used it and failed.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna organize this a little bit better because, oh God, I forgot that I'm gonna have to re-export it. So this is gonna be the bullet point list, and then I'll do one for the top paragraph. So the saving habits, financial peace of mind, personal cash flow, financial stability, that's all top paragraph. And then the rest of these are.
I want to make sure I can get in here.
Okay. Yeah, good idea.
And I've also got a question because I don't see you in my list. What do you title this? What's the title of my project?
Of what list are we talking about?
I'm trying to find how to get to, from being logged into my Asana, how to get to the one that you shared with me.
So if you're in Asana,
okay,
and you go to my tasks, you should only have one task right now from me, and it should be review updated keyword mind map. And then in the task, it'll have the file.
Okay, so I've got a whole bunch in my tasks, so I'll type in review.
Here, I can put a direct link in chat to the task. And I'll put a due date for today, so you can also sort by date.
So that's, if I go to that link.
If you'd like, I'm just emailed to you right now.
So how do I link that into just when I'm already in my Asana? I mean, is there a way to get to it from there?
Let's share your screen and then I can find it.
Thanks. It's disabled. You need to enable it.
All right, enabled.
Okay, and you have to stop your share.
Okay.
Okay. So this is the link you gave me, but this is my Asana.
Okay. So let's go to
inbox.
Let me request remote control. Okay. I think you're just, yeah, so you're in get priority straight. You'd want to go to Seattle web search. And then in here, you know, there's the task. But if you go to my task now, you'll only have the one or two.
Okay, so I have to have a link to go into Seattle web search. I can't.
Well, no, so up here, it's kind of like in Google. You can switch between your account.
Hold it, you're behind. Let go of your mouse.
Okay.
I got to move my picture so I can see what you were doing. Okay, what were you doing?
So you see your face? If you click your face, kind of like Google, you can switch between your accounts here.
Okay, that's all I was looking for. Okay, now I know what to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me just do that so I can see it. So if I wanted to be on mine, yeah, I knew it was something like that. I just couldn't remember where it was. Seattle web search. And we have just one, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Cool. I'm actually going to get you out of the starter one just because this is the old one. And then you'll only have the one. 1 second. That's 2018, right? I can't read that.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, so I'm going to remove you from that one. Yeah, Q3 2020. That's fine. That's our project. Okay. Yep. So you just go to my tasks, click on this one, and then download that document.
Yeah, so let me see what's that doc. Oh, it's an HTML.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll still be able to shrink it and all that, right?
Yep.
Okay. So you don't need mind map software to use this, huh?
Not anymore. They finally gave an export version to HTML.
Huh.
So
and what software are you using?
MindJet.
MindJet. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I've got one iThoughts that I like, but.
Yep. So, you know, I would just close this 1108 one for now. You can go back and look through it if you feel like it. But so, you know, cash flow, here's the keyword. Here's other keywords. I just want to know which ones are relevant to you. That's the number one piece of content for the keyword. And what that number means is this article gets 22,000 people a month, and the next highest article behind it gets 11,000. So that's a pretty steep drop off of 10,000. Same thing down here, you know, financial stability. Then we got all these other keywords. If none of them are relevant for you, you know, just, you know, kind of give me some ideas on additional routes I can go. And then same thing, this article gets 400 people a month. The next highest one is 329. So not as significant a drop off. And then this is also the primary keyword for the article. So cash flow statement is the primary keyword for that article. It's 30,000 searches a month. Yeah, so these are just the keywords for the top paragraph. Knowing I'm going to have to, you know, kind of build this map downwards. So I want to, and I can't do every single one of them. right? So just kind of bolding or letting me know which ones you want me to kind of continue this process down.
Okay, so how many of these do you want me to go through?
I would, you know, what's important is to have them like prioritized for me. Like, so if you're gonna pick a lot of them, you know, segment them into the group, into, you know, most important, you know, still important, and then, you know, when you have time.
Okay, and how would I note that then?
And I would like pick 5 of each. So 5 that are like immediate results, 5 that, you know, we want to strategize for right now, and then 5 for, you know, that, you know.
Okay, will you put that in the Asana task, or?
Yeah, let me add that. Pick up to, you know, when we can always pick more keywords later, but pick up to 15 keywords, split into 3 groups. Work on now, strategize for now, and wait for phase 2. Okay.
Strategize for now, what do you mean by that?
It just means that, you know, there's the 5 keywords that we're working on now, the 5 keywords that we'll work on next, and then 5 keywords that I want to be paying attention to, but we're not working on currently.
I see, okay. All right, so now that this is on my computer, if I'm up on cash flow, do I want to pick the biggest ones like 30,000? That doesn't bring anything up. Is that an article?
So it's not click, you know, what you'd have to do then is like, if you could go cat, you would, it's not perfect. But in general, just, you know, if the keyword's interesting to you and you want to know more about it, like write it down on a notepad,
okay,
and email it to me.
So
because like, if you say that this keyword's important to you, what I'm going to do then is going to scan the first 100 pages that rank for that keyword, if it's a high volume keyword like this one, and, you know, come up with 5 to 10 pieces of content that we'll go over together. And we'll
then you just want me to write notes in Asana?
Yeah. So the concept here is keywords that you find interesting and want to know more about, you know, put that write those down, and then any content that's in these mind maps, let me know about what parts of the content you like and what you don't, and that will help us to, you know, just build that next branch down on the mind map.
Okay, so this I changed it to personal cash flow statement, because the one that you had before,
that's exactly the kind of stuff I want to know. Yeah.
Talked about business. Okay, so that helps. So when it says 94,000,
94 million,
or 94 million, excuse me. So then this is an article from February 26th, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you want me to read some of these articles? Right?
I wouldn't. So that's good. So go back to this. In this, for the top paragraph stuff, it's just picking keywords here and then reading the articles.
Oh, the articles that are
yeah,
listed.
I wouldn't do what you just did, because you can spend an eternity doing that.
I know, that's kind of what I'm worried about.
So once you pick this keyword, I will scan this keyword up, and then out of the top 100 articles, I will send you the top 10, 20 of them that get the most traffic, that rank for, you know, a diverse group of keywords. So instead of having to read 100 different articles, you'll only have to read the top 10 or 20.
Okay.
Or even less than that, you know. And like, for example, going back to this one, when there's a significant drop off of 22,000 to 11,000, you know, you may only need to read 2 or 3 articles, because it's going to drop from 11,000 to 5,000, 5,000 to 3,000. And then, you know, you really don't need to be reading any of the ones lower than that. It doesn't make sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
So go to that Investopedia one there. Is that a clickable link?
Yes. So they're not, I guess I can add let me see if I can add the clickable link. You know, the mind map's definitely not perfect. Just kind of, second, my keyboard just died. Okay, it looks like I'm going to try and do that real quick and re-upload it. I know that can be annoying.
Or you can just, you know, stick it in Asana as a clickable link.
I can do that for right now. I'll put it in the chat. Sometimes I really do not like Zoom.
you're going to put the clickable link in chat?
Yeah. Yep, I just did. It just takes forever for Zoom to show me what I want.
Okay. So this, I was just thinking I'll stick this in Asana so I can see it.
Okay.
In there. All right. View keywords. Oops. Now the chat's in the middle of there.
Oh, I actually just dropped it on the task as well, if that's what you're
doing. Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah.
So now that should just open. Oh, it downloads.
So that's the file here. Let me show you. That's the file. If you click, that's going to download it. If you scroll down, you'll see the comments. So I got, pick up the 15 keywords, and then I threw in
okay
the Investopedia. But I think I'm going to try and add those links to the mind map and just re-upload it real quick.
Yeah, see, this is all company based. So this one,
what you just did was like those kinds of notes, right? So I'll add that right now to the meeting notes, to research.
Yeah, and I think just kind of my work style is it'd be great to just go through these with you, because I really believe you know what you're looking for, but I'm still grappling with it.
Okay, well let's just do a little bit of that right now then.
Yeah, no, that would be a real high value for me. So let's pull one up and let's talk about it, and let's make some notes.
So
where do you think wherever you want to start that you think
so cash flow, you've already given me, personal cash flow, which is actually a little bit lower. Personal cash flow right there.
Okay.
So financial stability. Let's open up this article, smart assets. If you want to just kind of talk to me a little bit about financial stability and what that means, from your services, the what, who you're talking to, and the why, go ahead.
Okay. Well, that Ford Sakes thing I sent you to download talks a lot about, because he goes, who's your key client? And he kept, drilling down, and I kept going deeper and deeper with, words. But the difficulty here, even smart asset, is, now you're getting into retirement, and we're getting into financial planners, and that's not what I do. So what I'm doing really is I'm helping people go from reactive to proactive in managing their money, right? They're deciding where their money goes before they spend it. They're reducing waste. They're funding things that are more important to them. They are, it's really a huge difference between actively managing cash flow, which people don't know how to do, both in business and personal.
Okay, well, let's start there, because that's a good keyword, actively managing cash flow.
Personal, try personal cash flow.
Okay, I'll try both.
But these are words that I use. I haven't seen these people talking about it like this.
Well, this is my problem, is like what would be really helpful is if you can find a piece of content out there that you like, that uses language that speaks to you, we've got to move towards keywords that people are using. We can't be using keywords that we use ourselves, right? So let me switch to my screen, because I can do the keyword research.
Let me just do a real quick thing.
Okay.
Where does my money go? Some of it's just jot down everything you think you can spend money on. See, they're always just generalities. So often people are just giving information, and they're not doing what I'm doing, where I'm implementing a system for people and actually teaching them how to think about it.
Okay, well, let's implementing a system. And what was the second part? Teaching them how to think about it?
How to think about money, yeah.
Okay, well, implement a system. Let's get more specific than that. What is the system?
What if we said actively managing money? Then I think it's going to go right to building wealth. stuff, not to what I do. I don't know. I'm kind of in a new category.
Yeah.
You know, that's one of the problems, right?
Well, that's okay. So here's the thing: when you're the first to do what you do, it gives you a certain amount of freedom to kind of build your content marketing strategy the way you want it, rather than gravitating towards high volume keywords. But at some point, you need to find some high volume keywords to get your foot in the door and to bring in traffic and to feed the rest of the system.
So financial peace is,
yeah, financial peace is actually a keyword that financial peace of mind didn't really come up with too much, but financial peace was a keyword that people use, and I don't, because it's a book. That makes sense.
Yeah, it's because Dave Ramsey is just marketing the heck out of it. He's got Financial Peace University.
Yeah.
So that's one reason I've just talk about peace of mind, and I'm staying away from a lot of words like financial, because people will go right to an advisor. I'm not liking coach, because they're just a million. Well, coaches, I think, are more of a commodity to kind of get the price point that I'm at now.
Yeah. Well, so implementing a system, the system is actively managing money. You use YNAB. How does YNAB help?
Right.
What does YNAB do?
YNAB has 4 rules, and he's done a lot of content.
YNAB 4 rules. Okay, I'll check that out.
So what are the 4 rules of YNAB? Give every dollar a job, embrace your true expenses, roll the punches, age your money. Now these last 3 are kind of unique to him.
Okay. How do yours differ from that?
Well, it's similar, but I get into, again, they sell a piece of software and say, here, Jeff, go.
Yeah, I know. Okay.
Right?
And I'm well aware of that.
Yeah. And I go, no, let's get it all set up for you. Shorten the learning curve. Maybe it's shorten the learning curve on your finances. I mean, is that too long?
No, sure. The shortening the learning curve is good. Shortening the learning curve. Teach you how to use software.
Yep.
I think YNAB might be something we really want to focus in on, because it's specific enough, and it can, we can build from there. I'll look at the YNAB 4 rules though, definitely, in the YNAB blog.
Yeah, because they should have a bunch of stuff on blogs there.
Okay.
To help.
I'll take a look at both those. YNAB blog.
There's another guy that is, this might be interesting too. Let's see. He is,
teach you how to maintain it. So I'm adding in here. So you help people set up the system and teach them how to maintain it. And then, what does maintenance mean?
now you can't do anything with podcasts, right?
What do you mean?
I mean, you can't strip out the words in the podcast. You need
I mean, absolutely. We can, transcribe it and then rewrite it. Absolutely.
Okay. Well,
and in fact, Google has even said that if you have a video and you then transcribe it, the transcription of the video is not a copyright. Is not, you're not breaking copyright laws. Video and text are different. You can't say, oh, that text is identical to my video. It doesn't work in a court of law. So podcasts are actually a really great source of content that doesn't currently have a digital version on the internet that is highly copyrighted, right? And then Google doesn't reward you if it's too similar to something else. Podcasts are good. If you have a podcast you love, we should probably, I'll get this one too.
Well, this one's kind of interesting because Beginning Balance gets into, they've only had like 6 episodes, and it gets into using YNAB for business. And the guy started it, I think I told you, 7 years ago, and I started mine a little over 3. And he worked for YNAB and wanted to use consulting because people couldn't get their arms around QuickBooks and other ways of managing your cash flow.
Yeah.
Whereas YNAB, is better. It's just easier. It's the other programs don't budget you down to zero. They just project.
Yep. I had the same, I always said the same thing about Asana. I don't know why anybody uses Salesforce, Workspace, or any of the other ones. They're just not as good.
As Asana?
Yeah, Asana is like 10 times better than those other ones that were made 10 years ago. All right, so I have that in here. Good. Let me think.
So let's look at
let's look at my screen. I have a personal cash